So now if we key on, oh, we need to turn on the lights, right? Oh, look at that, it works. So we're in the final stages of doing what we do best, tune cars to run their best, and this is going to be no exception with this GC. I'm super excited to see it on the dyno, and we had a boost control issue because the restrictor pill was not there. So here is the needle valve that I installed. It's adjustable, as I mentioned. It's tucked away nicely here. It's all attached as it should be, and I can turn this dial and increase or decrease the restrictions, so I don't have to worry about, like, you know, welding tips or even find the OEM one. So as you'll see when we jump in here and show you some pulls on the dyno and how the boost and torque curves look, is that this is really nice, and once you set it, it's done. If you do need adjustments and to make it flow more, flow less, the dial is right here and it's locked up, so we're good to go. This is not a manual boost controller. Keep in mind, this is just to adjust the flow that's going through this OEM valve, which is the OEM 2-port valve, and by adjusting that flow, we can adjust how effective essentially this valve is at setting the boost, maintaining the boost, and also the boost ramp up. So let's jump in the car. We're gonna do a few pulls. We're gonna show you guys the tuning results, and we'll go from there. We've got everybody in here, and notice how there's a little bit of surge. Maybe you can't see it on camera. It's really interesting. So we're running a Cobb intake on this thing, and the filter is fully exposed, and when we turn on our fourth fan on the dyno, it's actually directing air right over the filter, and it's skewing the MAF readings at low airflow values. So another small, you can see the air correction is bouncing around. Another small idiosyncrasy that you should be aware of: if you run an open element filter with no shrouding around it, then keep in mind that if you push air around that filter, especially at low airflow levels, the MAF will be sensitive and will pick up some interference. Once you move this car at higher speed, it doesn't matter anymore because you're sucking in so much more air past the MAF. But we found this out. We thought it was a bad MAF, then a bad O2 sensor, and as soon as we turn that fan off, everything steadies off. So yeah. Anyhow, this is tuned via the Cobb access port. Everything is compliant in this car. It's emissions compliant, which is kind of cool. Let's do a little pull here, and then we'll talk about the results. So because the gearing's so short, we do it in 5th gear. You can hear that diff, solid bushings in the rear diff. Sounds nice and racy. Nice and racy. All right. Okay, I got the dyno running. Here we go. Let's just analyze the curve. So we can see we got very nice AFRs, nice and steady. All this is, by the way, dialed in via the Cobb access port, fully emissions compliant on this car. And you can see the curve. We got a nice flat flat torque curve from 3,000 almost all the way to 5,500, and the horsepower peaks and holds there just past 5,500. This is a stock turbo with a turbo back and an intake. And we're not talking about a crazy build, but in this car, because of its lightweight, because of this really nice chassis here, it's gonna be so much fun on the ice and just on the road. So I can't wait to put a couple more details in this car. We've got a couple of little surprise for you guys with the interior that you're gonna see. We're gonna bleed the brakes, and we're getting very close to having this thing roadworthy. The tuning is dialed in. I am more than happy with 300 wheel in this thing. On our dyno, this is easily 350 wheel, 340, 350 wheel on a dyno jet. So it's way more than this little Impreza had to begin with. It's more than a GC STI back in the day. Sounds the part, moves the part, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So once again, guys, keep following this build. Keep following to see what updates we do to this car. And if we can help you guys with your build, with your tuning, this is our specialty. We live, breathe this stuff every day. So if we can help you out, give us a shout. Keep watching, and keep watching for more, because there's more coming.